Well, man, it is good to have you and chat to you.
It's good to have you back.
Welcome to the Hungry PT Gym Chat. Nah.
Absolutely. I'm keen. I love it.
So this is your first time in this gym. What do you think?
It's great facility, man. Like, you showed me around before, and it's got a lot of quality. Like.
I think you might have to be careful of your beard rubbing on that.
I think so too. Hang on.
I was watching the beard brush the microphone. And I was just, I'll get there and be like, oh, when I'll go back and I'll hear it. And
Yeah.
Just sound
stop
terrible.
it. Yeah, I'll just try and keep my chin up. No, it's great, man. Like, I grew up where, up north, so I'm used to farm gyms. Like, you've got one bench. It's made up of whatever you can find.
Yeah.
So it's great to come and see so much, potential.
It's good. It's different. I've trained at a fair few gyms, but I don't know, it's just different to be in such a big facility. But I think every gym has its merit.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's got to have that sort of, I guess, motto, because then, you come in and, like it's either going to be, oh, it's a sweaty gym, everyone's just coming in to work, to get it done, or you've got high quality, plenty of difference.
Well, the reason I wanted to get you in here and actually chat to you is because you're like such a good hype man. You're like the best cheerleader I've ever met.
Look, I'll take it. Put it on my resume.
And I know that you've motivated a lot of people to join the gym.
Absolutely.
Why is that? Why have you done that?
It's from my own personal struggle, I've seen the difference from when I've had time off the gym in my mental health and physical health, and life just starts to pile up. I get back in the gym, and I've proven to myself that putting in that quality time for yourself makes such a difference in the long run.
Yeah.
So once I started to go through those realizations in myself, I thought, well, I'm seeing other people go through the same things I was going through, and a lot of people find it hard to take that leap into the gym atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, sometimes a little bit of a push, like friendly push, just come in with me, man. We're not doing anything crazy, no expectation. And then you give them that push, and they every time they've come back to me and said, my life has changed.
I think people misunderstand what the gym is. I think the gym is the reason we go to the gym, where the gym is just the medicine we take, the tool we use to get a result.
Yeah.
It's actually, I enjoy training. I think some people do, but that is not majority of people in the gym.
No.
Majority of people that come to a gym are kind of there to take their daily pill.
Yep.
Absolutely.
They've seen the difference. Great way to describe it is it's a meditation.
Yeah.
But it's for the soul. Like, don't get me wrong, the metaphysical side of it, where, your brain's getting better, you're increasing endorphins, all that. That's great. But I feel like the psychoactive side of it, where, it's calming you down. You've had a rough day, you've had a rough week. Like, that sort of thing is great.
Now, I know that as men, and especially young men, well, I'm not young anymore, but as a young man...
You're still beautiful.
Thank you. You need an outlet for your hormones, right? And I know people think, the word testosterone is bad, but young men need a physical outlet for testosterone that's going to be beneficial and positive.
Yep.
Otherwise, they're going to do deviant things.
Absolutely.
Fight in the street, smash things, do other things to get that outlet, where the gym is just this solid outlet for all that.
Yep, absolutely. Growing up, and it's kind of unique because, as we're getting older, we can look back and be like, well, why was I drinking? Like, now that they're finding out that beer's estrogenic, where, raises the estrogen. So all these things that we've gone, oh yeah, it's great to go to the pub, it's great to drink. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a lifestyle. Well, not so much a lifestyle, but
you're looking for that thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like that.
It's a cultural thing that says exactly.
Exactly.
Because I look back now at my 20s, and I'm like, why did I do half that shit?
Oh,
And I wasn't solving enough problems. I wasn't doing enough things.
No.
I wasn't taking enough responsibility.
No. And like the thing for me especially, I don't know so much for you, but the key was always there because I always loved sport.
Yeah.
Like as a lot of young men do. Footy, whatever it is, AFL, whatever. But the key's there, and they treat it as, a task, not as, a pathway to get better. So I didn't realise that till later in life. And then, the metaphysical side of, your brain going, all right, we're going to gym. We've had a bad week, a bad day. Let's go to gym. Let's push ourselves. And I can almost get to a point where I feel my blood level, my heat rising, and my whole body will go, whoa, like a woosa, It's just incredible the journey that you can get on just by being in the gym, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and don't get me wrong, it's not a clean slate. Like you're not just stay off everything.
Yeah.
You still enjoy a lot of things, but
It has to be my favourite adult social club.
Oh.
Like, where else do you get to socialise with adults? Like, as
yeah,
when you were kids, you meet friends in the playground, you meet friends at parks. It's really easy to create friend groups when you are young.
school, sport,
Yeah.
a lot of
but
things.
as we grow up, we get limited in our interactions with other humans.
Pub, Woolies, or gym.
Literally, it's either where do you meet friends or meet partners. It's like you got the pub or you got the gym. Both completely polar opposite when it comes to health.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. It's and it's so funny to think that they're polar opposites, but they're so intertwined. Like I don't know so many people that are like, oh, let's get gym done and then let's go to the pub, or oh, we've had a big night on the piss. Let's come into the gym, work it off.
I've got a brother that does that. Straight from the gym to the pub, but his gym is across the road from his pub.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Perfect location. No, it's not bad. I've done it. I used to, when I was trying to achieve some fitness goals, I used to drink a heap, and I could just never take that next step until I thought, all right, let's jump in for real.
So one thing I will say about drinking. So I want to give up drinking. I do. And I'm sort of in this weird limbo section where I am going to give up drinking.
Right.
I know I am. But I'll go 6 months or I'll go 8 months without drinking.
Yep.
Quite regularly. And then I'll drink again for a little while. Then I'll go back to not drinking. I actually don't want to drink. The only reason I do kind of drink is because of social reasons.
Engagement.
Yeah. Like I had two beers the other weekend when my best friend was in town. But the way I figured this out, I used to drink a lot more when I was younger because my life was shit. So like my life was here, and when I drank, I got improvement in my happiness in my life. It was more fun. I got to do things. I seen people. I did other things. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
But now my life is here, and when I drink, I might reach the same level I used to be, but it's down from where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly.
So it lowers my happiness. It lowers stuff because I'm not as productive. The other areas in my life in which I value are now negatively affected.
Yep. And I think another great part of that is that a lot of people think that they're going to miss out on, friendships or social engagements because they're not going to drink, because they're trying to better themselves or whatever. But I found, so I'm 16 months, 17 months off alcohol completely, no soft drink either. And the first couple of months I was like, well, I can't go to the pub because I will be inclined to drink, which, limited my social interaction. But after a while, you got to realise, what grows you is your life. That's your prerogative. You can't be limited to what your brain makes you think. As in, like you got to go out and you got to drink or you got to do this to have fun.
We are super hyper social creatures.
Yeah.
So anything that takes us out of being accepted by the group, we kind of rebel against.
Yeah.
But you're right. Unfortunately, this life is your life and your life alone. You have to live
Absolutely.
it and get through it the best you can for you.
Yep.
And it's super hard because you kind of fight against that because, this is a really good thing, but it's taken me out of my nature of being hypersocial.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, so you are battling against that.
Yeah, and, like we've talked about before, the endorphin rush. It's, you know, similar to drug use or alcohol abuse.
Apparently, you only get the dopamine hit for the first two,
Yep.
and then it's you drop below your baseline, and it keeps dropping.
Exactly.
But you keep thinking the next drink is going to get you back there. The next drink's going to get you back there, but the dopamine release from alcohol is only in the first two drinks.
Yeah, you know, and to think that, especially like me looking back, I look and go, you know, I used to do a bottle of whiskey a night.
Yeah.
You know, I'd get up, I'd go to work, I'd go to gym, I'd drink. And it was just a routine. I love routine. But, you know, I had to identify where my problems were. You know, I hyper-focus on things that I enjoy, whether they're good or bad. So, you know, I was hyper-focused on going to the gym, getting better, but I was detrimental because I was, you know, drinking or smoking or going to the pokies. And, like, my endorphins were just everywhere. So when I leveled that, like, gym just...
One of the worst things you can do, apparently, is called dopamine stacking, where you stack dopamine on top of dopamine on top of dopamine.
Yeah.
So let's say you stack alcohol with cocaine with pokies.
Yep.
That's just way too much.
Yeah.
And then you drop so far down for a long time after that you can't get that baseline back.
Yeah.
The same thing can be said, though, for pre-workouts, heavy metal music and exercise.
Yep.
So dopamine stacking isn't always the best, although, you know, we think of pre-workout heavy metal and training as a good thing.
Yeah.
But you still should be limited in how much dopamine you're trying to expose your body to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, you know, for the average person, they might not realise that they're doing it, but it'll become a, you know, subconsciously your brain's searching for those bumps, you know.
I can actually feel myself wanting it.
Yeah.
Wanting a dopamine release.
Yeah.
Because that's when you actually want to drink.
Yep.
So that whole I want alcohol is more or less I'm in need of a dopamine hit.
Yeah. And it's, yeah. And I think getting to that point is from trial and experience.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously we've, you know, been through that path. Like, I know, you know, now that I've not had a drink for a while, I get that feeling and I'm like, well, I'm going to the gym.
Yeah.
I don't get that feeling for another month. You know, oh, I want a drink. No. Go do a set. You're 20 minutes in the gym. Your brain is just clears all the grey matter. The fog's gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's a wonderful experience.
I just have a few questions to ask you, though.
Yeah, go.
So I can't stop copying your movements. Hey, that's how much we're just on.
No,
the same
I know.
league.
We're
I'm
on.
just like you
We're
scratch,
on
I
those.
scratch.
We're on.
That's just because we're just so intertwined.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to ask you though.
Yeah.
I've been asking people challenges. What's some of the biggest challenges you've overcome in your life, I guess, and in the gym?
Whew. That's a good question. I up until recently, I was sort of in that space of, you know, I've had a lot happen to me, and I was comparing myself to others and going, wow, they've had a lot happen to them. And then, you know, I sort of had an epiphany where, like, your own challenges are your own Mount Everest. Like, you can't look at someone else's Mount Everest and go, wow, you know. But my biggest challenges, so I'm 5 years clean off any drugs. That was probably a big challenge for myself because I practically overdosed on acid. I'm at the beach, I'm, you know, thinking this is great, you know, loving my life. An hour, 2 hours later, I'm on a concrete floor, naked, aircon down to 14, and I'm just in the worst state of my life. It was pretty full on, actually. You know, the aftermath of that was I had severe anxiety and depression from that. I had a chest infection like you would not believe. And yeah, so that was a really big staple in my life where I just thought, look, I've grown up around drugs and alcohol and just, that's not me. I can't do that anymore. Like, I've got my bloodline that I want them to see me succeed. I want to be the best person I can be for my friends and family. So I just had to bite the bullet, you know. And it was tough. And then, you know, I've had, I wasn't the greatest kid either. So, like, as you know, where childhood's a rough domain to grow up in when there's no stable basis.
Yeah.
And look, I was proud of myself that I overcome and finished high school. I didn't get into a fight after year 6 because I instilled it in my brain that, one mistake can cost someone else their life.
I'm always surprised I survived my childhood.
Yeah.
Not in the way that I was in any physical danger,
Yeah.
but my mental state.
Yeah.
And, suicide was a regular thought for me going through my teen years, just because it was just so, I was just struggling and no one seemed to notice or care.
Yeah.
And that always got me. And even, I just recently going through all my old childhood, teenage books, and my self-perception was fucked.
Yeah.
All my books say how ugly I am, how shit I am.
Yeah.
I've written it multiple times through all these books, and I'm going there through Jolie, like with my books with Jolie next to me, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, crushed.
I was, all my pictures of I was drawing, I love drawing, but they're all of death.
Yeah.
And they're all I'm very happy I survived. I still wonder how.
I'm happy you survived.
But I know, a lot of people do struggle with it. And I'd look at it and I'm like, oh my God.
It's
Where was just someone going,
yeah.
hey, do you want to go see someone? Or hey, let's talk.
Yep.
I never had that
Nah.
hand out to, and it's a big thing. And especially coming from, I guess that background as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, I'm not too sure about you, but from that lack of guidance, it's something that I've craved and I've tried to instill on people around me, older, younger, whatever background you have. If I can help you, I'll try and help you, because going through that and not having that hand on your shoulder say step back or calm down, it makes a difference, man.
This is why I love working with young adolescent men that are having trouble. So I've worked with the drug and alcohol rehab for Indigenous youth.
Yep.
That was really cool.
Yep.
And at the moment I'm working with the Learning Centre, which is the, for a lack of better term, it's a naughty school.
Yeah.
So it's just kids that require a little bit extra help.
Yeah.
So I've been training those boys.
Yeah.
And oh my God, they're so strong. I'm like, and they love going to the gym and working out, even boxing, jiu-jitsu, they love all that stuff. Because it's such a positive outlet for them.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's to have, because you got that person in the corner going you're doing good. It's good.
Or,
I've really liked working with these kids.
And kicking them not so much kicking them in the butt, but keeping them accountable for their actions. That's what the gym does.
Yeah.
If you're out of form, your body's going to feel it. You're in form, you're going to feel great.
I know a lot of, I keep saying men, but I do know a lot of men that have struggled with drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
And the one thing, and this is true for me as well, the one thing that's kept them in somewhat of a straight line, somewhat of a routine, somewhat of a decent life is working out.
Absolutely.
So, I need to stop drinking, I need to go to bed, I need to do this because I need to train tomorrow. Or, I've got a friend I call now and tell him, get your fucking ass in the gym.
Yeah. Yeah. No, honestly, and it's amazing to see, and it's incredible that we as a species haven't just identified it as, a great cause going forward. I can't tell you how often this place has saved me mentally, physically, and if that's the same for me, I know it's the same for a lot of other people.
It is.
And, it's, I can't stress enough, it's just a great institution to get into. Train yourself, routine, research, you find a passion in life. When your chips are down and your cards are folded.
The gym, I know I keep saying the gym, blah, 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 but let's say working out in general. It teaches discipline, self-control, getting your ass moving and achieving a goal once you have your mindset on it. And that reflects and ripples into the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
So everyone that, there's a lot of research on CEOs and business owners, successful people, and one thing they do have in common is they all like most of the good ones, do
Yep.
like to get up and work out because it teaches you that that's my goal. I'm going to get it.
Exactly.
And then you step
Set a
back.
time.
Yeah, you go.
Go.
Yeah, go. This
Yeah.
is the stages I'm going to get there.
Yep, exactly. Yep, and it, like I said, it transcends into every part of your life.
Yeah.
You know, just basic discipline. Like, I've got to go to the gym twice this week. You know.
Do you know, in that saying that though,
Mm.
I read this thing the other day. And it resonated a fair bit with me. It went, everyone lacks self-discipline in one aspect of their life.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah. And I think you just have to be really truthful with yourself on what area you lack self-discipline with.
exactly.
Because, I struggle. I do actually struggle to not eat chocolate when it's in the house.
Yep.
I lack self-discipline at night time with chocolate.
Yep.
There are areas in my life I do lack a bit of self-discipline with.
I think my biggest problem with self-discipline is the fact of self-discipline. Like, you know, I will be really good. I'll just be on a cut. I'll be meat and veggies, meat and fruit. That's it. And then I talk myself to the point where I might have done 6 months of that and I look great, feel great. But then my brain will just switch and go, well, we've done so good. Let's reward ourselves for this next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And it follows into everything. Like, I won't go to the pokies, or I won't interact in these things that I know are, detrimental to my growth. And that's where I find my discipline doesn't really kick in, because I really want my brain to just go, come on, like, stop. And then I have to tell myself, like, come on, no, we're not going, like, we're not doing this. It's pretty incredible.
All right, next question.
Go.
What's 2 or 3 pieces of advice you'd give to your younger self? Here we go. So we spoke before about being being a kid that's had some issues. So
Yeah.
let's say you got 10-year-old Connor in front of you.
Whoa.
What are you going to tell that kid? To help
Whoa. Don't eat everything on your plate. You grow up fat. No. No. I don't know. That's a big question.
It is.
I think, number one thing would be, develop this discipline, because, I've found more times than not my lack of self-authority, where, it wasn't it was definitely me, because it's only me here,
Yeah.
But I found my lack of self-authority was just determined where my life was going. I was a paper airplane just getting pushed by the wind.
Yeah.
So, working on myself, self-discipline would be a big one. Wow. Don't trust everyone, but trust yourself to trust who you know are going to help you.
Yep.
Because while your best mate at the time can be a really good mate, and, you can go through stuff, whatever, but sometimes people are only there for themselves.
Yeah. 100%.
You can't trust the fact that everyone's going to be looking out for you. And, coming from a background where, you've got minimal people, you just got to trust yourself. And my third one would be the mentor, you want for yourself. As in, like, I still crave a mentor, I still crave, which I'm getting over because I'm trying to do it for myself, but I just want to be that light for other people, and that's what I would tell myself is, at a young age, everyone's going through this similar circumstances, but you don't pay attention to it. Like, you don't hear about these sad stories or, massive events till their late 20s, because they've just gone, all right, now I can open up about it.
Yes. Yep.
And I know that's 3, but my fourth one would be just love. Like, I lost a good mate when we were real young, and it's hard to regret those feelings. Like, try not to regret. Just go full heart. Wherever you end up, you will end up good.
I like it. I like it. All
It's
right.
tough. I'm almost crying.
Well, that's going to wrap this up anyway. All right. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.